Billionaires like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are known for their charitable contributions, but not all great givers crave the spotlight. Last night at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, an anonymous individual gave an unprecedented donation of 200 human kidneys. The secret benefactor delivered his gift a few minutes before 4 a.m. this morning, as seen here in the security camera footage.
It's an amazing gift. The kidneys are so fresh, they clearly must have been removed within the last 24 hours.
The philanthropist sought no fanfare and left without requesting so much as a thank you.
Whoever did this is obviously very skilled with a knife, and it looked to me like they've done this before, maybe hundreds, thousands of times. We are just incredibly grateful.
The hospital's medical technicians have been working overtime to sort through the massive donation.
They left a note in the bag that indicated they might be making more additional donations in the future.
We're just really touched, and we hope this really inspires others to be as generous. We are especially in need of hearts, lungs, and brains.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to yet another episode of Rogan Radio live from the friendly confines of Studio A here on the luxurious campus of Casa La Rogan Lumberport.
What's up, everybody?
Mike, what's up, Mike Bird? Come on down, Mike Bird, and snap into a Slim Jim.
And tonight we have Macho Man Randy Savage. Rest his soul. He's dead now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead.
A lot of them wrestlers are dead.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the most recent addition to our wrestling family that has passed away, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Mean Gene, yeah.
Mean Gene Okerlund passed away the 2nd.
Man,
something like that.
It was the same day as the tights they wear.
This he was an announcer, Jimmy. He wasn't a wrestler.
They don't breathe. I just listened to a podcast
Mean
on that.
Gene Okerlund was a staple voice.
Yeah.
He was like a giant
in wrestling.
staple.
Well, you had Mean Gene die that day, then Super Dave, which I always love watching Super Dave.
Super
on
Dave is
Letterman.
dead?
Yeah.
Super Dave
Super Dave,
Osborne?
yeah.
Super Dave Osborne.
He died.
From the Dave
Well, you know, if
Osborne
you
show.
show up for work, then maybe you'd catch these conversations
I know.
in the
If you
morning.
would- well,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have like 4 or 5 hours a day just to chit chat and catch up.
Whatever.
We were talking talking about that as the carriers were clocking in.
He's too busy making videos with babies.
Right.
They're so cute, Jim. You have to say they're cute.
They are.
So oh, they are.
Yeah,
so
they are.
cute.
They're kind of cute as long as they can go to somebody else after you're done playing with them, right?
No, they stay right there.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, we are finally back after a month off. The last time we were in the studio was December 9th.
That sounds
Was
about
that
right.
right?
A
About
long
right.
time
Something like
ago.
that?
It was back in 2018, way back in 2018.
No, actually,
Way back.
was
last year.
Push him back, way back.
was the December 9th, was that the Christmas parade in Shenson, so we didn't have a
We did a show after that. We were we were supposed to do the Lumber Report parade, and it got canceled.
I don't know what we did.
Yeah, and that would have been the 15th. So subtract 7 from 15.
It's a long time ago.
It's like
Yeah, don't make it hard. Don't make it hard on me.
Yeah, you're looking at
12. 8. Look at 8. 8.
All right. So it's been a long time. So I'm going to apologize right now because we're out of practice. We haven't talked to each other for a long time, and we have to get back in our mojo.
right.
Now, the nice thing about it, Bruce, he knew this was going to happen. So Bruce went ahead and he's blaming it on what did he have? What's wrong?
Strep
Strep throat.
right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got strep throat.
I
And
thought it was a yeast infection.
well, I wasn't going to mention that.
thought he
But,
got his tubes tied.
but so Brucey knew
I thought
that.
he got implants.
I thought he had a hysterectomy.
So
it does sound Japanese.
I thought he had a vasectomy.
so anyhow, Bruce knew this was going to
I
happen.
thought he had an addictomy.
No, it was actually a choppendectomy.
Second
And so anyway,
Sure,
Bruce decided to go ahead and pass on this. Well, hopefully Bruce gets better. Did you guys have a good Christmas, good New Year's, and everything else?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Did you? Everybody
for
out there in the
asking.
audience?
No.
Anybody make any New Year's resolutions?
Oh, you want to talk about? I think we should make some for the podcast.
Bruce says
Doesn't matter. 2018 sucks so bad.
for his
me,
last
anything will be
message,
good.
Bruce said, "I got deportation."
Bruce got deported, right?
Oh, no, Brucey.
No, he got deportation.
I got deportation, he says.
So what we're going to do in Bruce's spirit of being deportation, we're going to go ahead. Speaking of that, we have tonight, and I know you're going to love this. It's 2019. It's the Trump Mega Mix.
A whole new year.
It's going to be called the Trump Mega Mix. You're going to absolutely, if you like him, if you hate him, it don't matter, but you will most definitely like the Trump Mega Mix. That'll be coming up a little bit later. We're going to talk to Megan Walker. They have a big gala coming up with the child I can't say that.
Advocacy.
Real fast.
Thank you. In Marion County, there's a big gala coming up, and we're going to talk to her very, very shortly.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, we're kind of giddy a little bit, so we have a top 10 list. What's the top 10 list about?
The top 10 list is
And we're doing impressions tonight, too, so whenever you talk, you have to do it in a different voice.
All right,
Jimmy?
it's top 10 in this least popular Christmas carols.
All right. And now
Because
the
we're still stuck on
I
Christmas.
thought it was the David Letterman top
It's a
10.
David Letterman top 10 least popular Christmas.
So now we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and admit that it's all copyrighted. So that's just stinking great.
David Letterman's not even on the air anymore, right? We've already passed that stage.
Did he
I
not
reckon he
too?
knows.
No,
Oh.
Letterman's not dead.
Jimmy Fallon
I
just
reckon
died.
he done
Oh,
retired.
shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Jimmy Kimmel's dead.
Wow.
And I like Jimmy Kimmel.
Holy
He's pretty
Jimmy.
cool.
We've missed a
dying.
lot of time in here, guys.
Yeah, we have.
A lot of
yeah,
time.
we have. So we have that coming up. And because we're going to talk about this top 10 list, today is the actual last day of Christmas. Today is the 12th, the Epiphany, the last day, the 12th day of Christmas.
The Epiphany.
And today is when we took all of our decorations down.
Oh, really?
And what was
It's
really
good that weird stuff like that.
Yeah, anything that ends in Y, I like to say, like, I don't know, Jimmy, you're a... No, it doesn't end in a Y. No, but... no,
you're a dick.
but what was nice about it is we're taking this tree down, and it is it's a real tree. We had this real tree, and we were very adamant about keeping it watered. And I saw some people that had live Christmas trees this year, and I guess they didn't know they had to water them.
Oh, my God.
Because some of them took it out and they were just brown and needles were everything. That's a fire hazard in its own right. So anyway, we took that thing down today, and the only thing Michelle could say was, Chuck, you need to get over here. I'm minding my own business. I'm watching Living on a Boat on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
We're almost discussing now about buying a boat and living
Just
on a boat.
living
in
on a
Florida.
boat.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
What are you going to do with the dog?
What?
you-
Dogs.
You
Let me
ever
tell you.
watched, like,
You ever heard of Concrete Shoes?
I'm actually on a web page of people that live on boats, and it's every day I check it, and people sell everything. They sell their homes, their furniture, everything they have. They get a dinghy.
Yeah,
And
there
they-
you go.
You got one of them, Michelle.
So I'm good, and then they put it on the back of their boat. They just live on their boat. They live on their boat.
So, yeah,
They sell everything off because they need that freaking medicine to battle that motion sickness.
Well, the motion of the ocean is definitely one thing, but see, we have decided the name of the boat is going to be the Big Long Dinghy.
Well,
that's going to be what it's
not
called.
what we decided.
Did we ever have a name of the boat?
I liked Happy Hours.
Happy
Yeah.
hours.
Happy hours is kind of fun.
Happy
name for a
Hours
boat.
without the H.
O-U-R-S.
Yeah.
Happy Hours.
Oh, that's
pretty
very
creative.
clever.
I'm sure Chuck didn't come up with
And listen, and wait for 4 years when you see pictures of happy hours, and you're going to see me. You're going to see Michelle in her bikini laughing and steering the boat, and you're going to see Chuck in the corner like this.
Oh, pouting with his all lips stuck out like
I'm
that.
living on a boat. I'm living on a boat. This is just great. I can't afford to live on a boat.
Wait a minute,
That's
I gotta
great.
Get rid of RoganRadio for this.
Boats don't have garages, so what are you going to do with your cars?
Well,
We won't have any. That's the whole point of living
Listen.
on a boat. You sell everything.
Listen, you get the Amazon pantry, they'll send your
You
food
just
right
have an
to your
Uber
house.
pick you up when you dock.
You sell everything.
Can I
Yeah.
have your ride and lawnmower?
Yeah. Oh, you can have that.
thank you.
You can have that.
I went to CC.
You can have it.
Oh.
Take it. It's yours. Hell,
It's not even for sale. It's
no,
just
yeah.
going out of life sale.
Yeah, going out of life.
Going out of life sale. Sale. S-A-I-L.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk to Megan here very, very shortly about the this big gala.
Child Advocacy Center.
Yeah, in Marion County. We're going to talk to her. But first, I'm not going to keep you in any more suspense. A lot of controversy now with Trump in the news, as there has been for the last 2 years.
No, not true.
Yeah. So word came up. We came up with what we're going to call, because one of the things that we love to do is make music. We do it all the time. You can we're prestige.
Music.
The last one we made actually went to number 2 on iTunes. It was amazing. It was amazing, and I think it's because we said it was free. We didn't make anybody pay for it.
That was the rap remix.
Yeah, it pretty much could be. So anyway, without any further ado,
This is fake music.
this is going to be 2019 Trump Mega Mix.
Yeah.
And I said, we need to build a wall. You are fake news.
No pressure.
Come on, keep it going. Keep it going.
Come on.
China. Ding, 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 ding. China. Ding, 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 China.
Donald Trump.
Come on, Jimbo.
It was so much
beat
better in
China all the
auditions.
time. Our country is in serious trouble.
This little rascal.
We don't have victories anymore.
There's a happy little tree.
We can't beat Mexico at the border or in trade. We don't win anymore.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy
Donald
accidents.
Trump. President Trump. China. Japan. Mexico. The Mexican government. Saudi Arabia. Ivanka.
Listen,
Rosie O'Donnell.
the funny thing is, Jimmy's making all these sentences up as he goes. Okay. Now, Derek, what's your soundboard?
Bob
No.
Ross.
Bob Ross, Jim Ross.
No, Bob.
Jim Ross.
I'm
Bob
sorry.
Ross. So
Ross Perot?
give me a little sample of what Bob Ross said. Oh, let me find some music. Maybe we should have a nice little
Like a nice little
you
slow,
remember Bob Ross? Bob, he was the guy
And it
like
only
on-
makes common sense.
he was the guy that did all the paintings and stuff.
Yeah,
he
that's
talked
him.
really sexy.
Happy little accidents.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me something.
These little son of a guns hide in your brush, and you just have to push them out. Maybe there's a happy tree. Let's just make a happy little sky here. Right up in here, we'll make a happy little cloud. Happy painting. God bless. You have to make a big decision.
Oh, this guy's all right.
All right.
Yeah, that is great. That's Bob Ross. You have to love
God
Bob
rest
Ross.
his soul, Chuck.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
He's dead now too, right? Who is? Do we know anybody that's alive by chance?
They're all dead.
We don't know a single person.
Uh-oh.
Todd Hall is calling.
Uh-oh.
God bless Todd Hall. But do we know anybody that's alive?
Todd Hall got a new
Todd Hall's
tattoo.
Todd Hall's alive.
He got a new tattoo, and he's alive.
Or
Todd Hall got a new tattoo.
Yeah.
now listen, I'm
Good.
asking once again. Do we know anybody that's alive?
I do.
Who?
Okay.
Vaughn Haggerty.
What? This Saturday, you can check out Vaughn Haggerty at the Mellon Arena in Pittsburgh as he goes crazy. With all the dead people that we know, he's still kicking it. He's still kicking ass. You can get your tickets now for the Mellon Arena this Saturday. Just dial 681-222-7646 for all your tickets needs. You'll see Vaughn Haggerty making paintings like Bob Ross. He'll be singing Pantera, Metallica, Poison, Cinderella, Van Halen. It's Vaughn Haggerty. Yeah. So that was Vaughn Haggerty.
Welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today.
Oh, that must have been my thing.
All right. So it's going to take us a couple weeks until we get back in the swing of things.
I thought that went real well.
Hey, Jimmy, why don't you plug this thing in and call Megan real quick? I told her about 7:15, but as Rogan style, Rogan Radio style, we normally get on the air.
We like
to start at 7. For all of our worldwide listeners, you can check out the live video here on Facebook and on YouTube. Just look for Rogan Radio. And if you are just a one that likes to watch, Megan Walker, and Messenger. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I just like to watch, Chucky. I just like to watch.
There's a special website for just watching.
No, I mean what I do is I sit my chair in front of a big, tall, full-length mirror.
Oh my God!
Oh,
really?
Wow! Don't tell us about what
2019
goes on in your house, Todd.
2019 resolution.
Okay.
Everybody from this moment on, before you call Megan, has to talk in their disguised voice like Todd's done all night.
Disguised voice?
Yeah.
This somebody else's voice.
Okay, buddy.
I'm gonna talk like Michelle. You know, hey, hell yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk like Chuck Rogan.
I love you so much. You're just so good looking.
Yeah, I love you too, baby. Put them boots on. Come on over here.
You know, it would be funnier for the people if they could actually see her eyes while she's making that voice.
Oh, I know she's funny as hell. But if you are watching this, and you can make sure you check out the actual audio podcast. That comes out tomorrow at some point. And you can check that out on iTunes and Stitcher and where else? SoundCloud. You know, we normally put a link up to SoundCloud and all that. You having problems there working Messenger?
Dude, if you had a normal phone.
That is
What's
a normal
wrong with
phone.
that? No, I can't work that phone.
That is
either.
a
See, thank you.
That is there we go. That's a Motorola G6, which I really like that phone too, by the way.
Can't work it.
Yeah, you can.
Hello.
Hey, Megan.
Hey, goodbye.
Nice talking
Hi,
to you.
Megan.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Wait, I can't hear.
Turn your mute off.
How about now, Megan? Can you hear anything?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
can hear you.
You can't hear us?
Yes. Okay, I got it.
Okay, you must be. Are you on
Yay.
speaker or something?
I don't think it was on speaker.
Okay.
I forgot to put the phone into my ear.
Okay.
She answered the phone. Wait, hold on just a minute. She answered the phone, but she forgot to put it up to her ear.
Good job, babes.
She didn't say up to. She said into.
She did put that phone into her ear.
Okay. Listen, we'll do the stand-up comedy act after we get done talking to Megan.
Now me and Chad's having a conversation right now.
You DUM dumb.
All right, Megan. All right. Okay. Megan, I apologize for interrupting our conversation. January 19th.
You're okay.
And January 19th, there's a big, with the Marion County Child Advocacy Center, there's going to be like a wine tasting and dinner for two, okay? $35 for a couple. $35 gets two people in. It's not $35 each person. It's $35 a couple. Give us a little bit of, tell us a little bit, first of all, what the gala is going to actually be like.
So you cut out a little bit. I had heard absolutely nothing of what you said.
You know what he was calling about.
Explain the gala. So it's for the Marion County Child Advocacy Center. If you're not sure what the Advocacy Center does, we work with alleged abused children. So we work with CPS, law enforcement, prosecuting attorneys of Marion County, and it eliminates a child having to go through the...
And there it goes.
Whether they disclose or don't disclose, but that's what we do.
Hey, roll the window up.
However, we're having a gala to raise money because we are a nonprofit organization. It is going to be January 19th. It's 6 to 9. We're going to be raffling off baskets. We're going to be doing 50-50, dinner from Copper House, and we believe it's going to be an open bar. That's kind of with the ABC laws right now. It's kind of up in the air, but we are thinking that it is going to be an open bar. We're taking tips, we're doing various raffles. Like one of them is a date night raffle. It has various different restaurants, a hotel room. We have a workout basket where a lot of local gyms have donated 1-month memberships. We're going to do a mystery box, a couple mystery box raffles, and those are the big ones. And it includes tickets like the Pittsburgh Pirates, Triple S Harley Davidson, Pro Hall of Fame, and a lot of other organizations. But we do a sneak peek every Wednesday on our website. All you have to do is like Marion County Advocacy Center, and then to find the tickets, you go to Marion County Advocacy Center, like the Facebook page, and then on there will be an event, and you click on the Refresh Gala, and then you can either buy tickets. You can get a ticket for one or two. $35 is 2 tickets, so it's a great deal, and that includes dinner of 2. We'll have entertainment there. Leave your kids at home.
Yeah, I like that part.
However, if you can't make it, that's fine. If you just wanted to make maybe a donation or anything along the lines of that, you could. There's also a place where you can do a monetary donation. That would be very much appreciated. Not have to, but if you can't make it, and you wanted to help out in any way, that would be great too.
Right. So once again, it's going to be happening. Tell us again, Megan. January 19th from 6 to 9. Yeah.
It is the Crystal Line Event Center. It's located in Fairmont, downtown Fairmont. If you're not familiar with it, it has the address. Very, very easy to get to.
Very good. Well, Megan, thanks for talking with us. We're going to go ahead and put some stuff on the show here so everybody can kind of figure out a little bit more. Once again, go to the Marion County Child
Advocacy
Center. Just look for it on Facebook and you'll see it. Megan, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you. Enjoy your guys' night.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
too.
See you later.
Be careful driving.
Take the phone away from your ear now.
Who's on here with us? I want to know. I want to know.
Charlie Sowers.
What's up, Charlie Sowers?
We got
Elizabeth Towery's on here.
Ooh.
Brian Boyles.
Donnie Everett.
Of course, Donnie Everett.
Steve Ice.
Megan Walker.
Judy and Dr. Hall.
Kevin Wiles is on here a little bit ago.
Todd Hall.
Mike Bird. I think we talked to him earlier.
Dave Tetrick.
Cassie Allen's on here.
Honey Hot.
Mike Salerno.
What's up, Mike?
Cassie Allen.
Hello, Cassie.
Hey, Dr. Hall's on here.
Yeah.
Dr. Hall down from Webster Springs, Webster County. Hello, Dr. Hall.
Carol Miller's still hanging in there.
Wesley Benson.
Actually, I could have used a little bit of help from Dr. Hall the last couple of days. 2019 is starting out kind of junky.
Okay.
First of all, Mia gets sick.
Oh.
Then Erica gets sick.
Yep.
Then Mia gets sick again.
Yep.
Now Chuck's got this cold thing going on. The only person that hasn't been sick is Michelle.
Well, you're
Knock
lucky.
on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, because both my kids had strep, and then
They've been hanging around Bruce or something, or what?
Maybe Megan's been hanging around Bruce.
You got that Mothra disease.
Mothra disease.
Yeah, Mothra.
Mothra mouth is something awful if you've never had that.
Mothra mouth?
Mothra mouth is awful.
James Amadeus.
No, but I know what cold you're talking about because I have it right now.
Yeah, see, I can't get rid of it. And I'll tell you what.
Chuck does too.
So
Here I am surrounded by you guys.
Yeah, I know, right? And that was like the first couple days. So then yesterday, I go into where like our laundry room goes, right? Where we have the clothes dryer and washer and all that, and the furnace and the hot water tank. And I'm hearing something. I hear something. And I'm like, because I have these bat ears anyhow, right?
Okay.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I can hear about everything that drives me nuts. About everything drives me crazy. So I'm listening, and I hear something. It sounded just like that. And I narrow it down to the hot water tank.
No.
So Lord forbid it was the temperature and pressure relief valve that
Okay.
was leaking.
So it works.
It does work,
Okay.
but it won't stop working. That's the problem.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean? It won't quit. It won't seat itself. So I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drain a tank, and I'm just going to go down to Ace or up to Lowe's or wherever, buy another $14 part, slap that baby in there, done.
Be done.
Piece of cake.
Wrong answer.
The only problem is,
Well, okay. So I start doing my research. First thing I always do is get on YouTube and find about anything that I can find. I mean, I can fly 747s. I'm a locomotive engineer now.
Yep.
I've tore down a Corvette and put it back together, all from the simple help of YouTube.
Yep.
Well, listen. I'm hearing and I'm reading everything. If your hot water tank is past 6 years old, you're looking for trouble. If you've made it for 10, because they're only designed for 10 years old now. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 years old. No, I want you to put that in the back of your brain for a minute. So then I go into and I start putting the T&P relief valve fix. Test it every year. Make sure you replace that thing every 3 years because they'll get clogged up. And if they don't work because they're clogged up with all the sediment and junk that gets in there, you might have a hot water tank explosion. You know, and they'll clog up. Mine's a prime example. So it's like, I wonder how old mine is. So I get on there, get on the serial date there, and I look it all up. Guess when mine was born?
When my oldest daughter was 7 years old.
January of 1999.
No kidding.
Yeah, so that thing, it turned
20 years old.
That thing is
you-
20 years old. So
got
I
a good
got,
one.
I tell you what, I basically bought for the price of one 20 years ago. I actually got 2 of them.
Well, here's the thing: appliances, because you guys know I had to fix my dryer. What,
Right.
Well, I don't know, a month ago.
Right.
Well, appliances used to last. When you bought an appliance, that thing was good for at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not now.
Nope.
Back in the day, that's how they were made. Now they're throwaways.
Yeah.
Well, I
But yet
think
they're
that's-
doubly.
That's
They're
just
more expensive.
disposable society. Everything's
Yeah.
disposable.
Well, and I'll tell you, so the thing is, when it comes to, like, I've had the stove, the element in the stove go bad a few times.
Yeah.
Piece of cake. You know, get on Amazon, get that little thing for $10, slap it in there, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Refrigerator, not a big, you know, there's ways to fix refrigerator. Washers, you know, Todd's, how many times have you fixed your dryers and stuff?
Bunches.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't mess with, though, is hot water tank.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that could be catastrophic.
Oh.
With the added pleasure of when you call the insurance company and say, hey, listen, my hot water tank busted 8 hours ago, so 40 gallons plus all the mains rushing through the house. And they say, oh, well, sorry about your luck because we don't cover water damage because you don't have that on your policy.
Yeah, you
wonder how
know
much
that's
that would
actually
cost.
covered under flood insurance.
I don't have flood insurance. Why would I have flood
You
insurance?
wouldn't have
would
to
you
have
have
flood
it here?
insurance. That's what I'm saying. The only way that hot water tank damage
Right.
is covered is under flood insurance.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Well, we live up here on top of a mountain. We're up here close to
Yeah.
Jesus at any certain
You'd have to
moment in
build
time.
dark.
Yeah, you would actually. You know what? If that thing would break, maybe we would flood out Lumberport because we're so high up. But isn't that kind of bizarre?
Yeah, it is.
But I got 20 years out of that thing, and I was just going to fix it. And Michelle said, "Look, would you rather go out and spend $800 or $900 to get this thing fixed and replaced and never have to worry about it again, or would you rather go spend $14 and come home to about $50,000 worth of damage?" I said, "You know
Or you
what?
can get a tankless water heater.
Well, yeah. Then
Yeah.
that way my water bill's going to go up because at that point the water doesn't run out.
So
Already figured that out.
bought a new
The
one.
wife
The,
is always
the water never
smartest.
gets cold
Yeah.
to run the girls out of the shower.
Yeah,
I get that.
Well, we went up to Lowe's today, Michelle and I, and we ended up we bought a baby. We bought a brand new hot water tank.
Did you?
Yeah. I
So-
said happy birthday to me.
So,
Good boys.
Now here's the thing: did you already install it?
No, it's sitting out in the garage right now.
Okay.
I'm going to call on one of you sons of bitches to come out here and do it.
I don't know.
Yeah, we
I-
kinda
I
figured
listen.
that
I don't mess with that stuff. I
It's
don't mess with
plumbing.
it.
yeah.
Well, I know you're a plumber from back in the day.
Well.
But
I mean, I've been successful twice.
They're
Twice.
not that hard, man.
No, honestly, they're not.
Now, especially if it's the same.
Well,
same
it's
size.
not.
I know you got to
Oh, it's
run
not.
new water lines.
Well,
but,
see, that's
I
going to be
mean,
the problem. Is like on the tank now, the water line's low, the inlet, and the new one, of course, it's up high like the rest of them. So now I'm going to have to cut the old line and then move it up, which isn't that big of a deal. It's not that. It's going to be
You
a
have
hassle.
copper line?
Plastic.
Well, plastic through most of the house, but copper now going into the tank. Yeah.
use shark
Okay,
bite to go to
shark
plastic.
bite. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yep.
Grab one of them shark bites.
Go to
and
copper to plastic.
and
Boom,
it,
boom.
Be done with it.
Well, he'll cut the
actually has a
copper off
flexible-
because
Yeah.
it's coming out of the tank. It'll be gone.
Yeah, that
So it'll
bottom
just be-
part's already there. The plumbing's already there. Is going to be gone. And then I'm going to have to run because right now, this is the other part of that's genius about the entire thing. Because, like I said, 2019 it's pretty much sucks so far. Is that I have one,
Now.
well, for this stuff and, being cold and,
It's okay.
it'll pass. But I have the main valve, right? Turn off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have one on the hot water tank. So to keep everything from leaking, then I have to actually turn the main off to the house.
'Cause there's a bunch of water going under the house.
There's a bunch of water coming out of that T&P valve.
Right now?
As soon as
Yeah,
I turn
well,
on the
we
water,
have
it's
turned-
it's
Well,
failed.
no, they got the main cut off.
Yeah, no. If I turn the main on to get water to the house, no, it's gushing out there like there's a break in the line somewhere. Yeah, it's coming right out of that pipe because and you can't, it's like
But the thing is, we don't know how long it's been doing that. So
Yeah.
I hate to see our water bill next
Because
month.
under the house, out of sight, out of mind. Unless,
Right.
Well, I
Did you
didn't hear
just-
it.
Did you just hear it? Is that
just
how you-
happened to be in there and I heard shh. I was like, what the hell is that
Yeah.
sound? Because I'm
Well,
always
you really don't listen to anything, do you, Todd?
Yeah. But anyway, that's that. So it's always one of those kind of things. But anyway, like I said, 20 years. You know what? Like I said, I was going to go out and spend $14. And probably what would have happened, I would have went ahead and drained that thing and never got the bottom closed. I had to replace that valve. And by the time I did all that stuff, because there's so much sediment in it, it was going to rot out anyway. And it was going to, 6 months from now, I was going to have another problem. Yeah.
You're supposed to drain those things like once a year.
Yeah, once a year you're supposed to.
But that was
I've never drained mine. Never.
I've done it twice. But the last time we did ours was only because we were replacing a thermostat. And the guy was like, "Hey, man, you really need to do this." I was like, "All right." So we did. I haven't done it since. So,
Who actually does that, though?
No one.
Like, really?
I know. I never have.
You know, I mean, there's so much to home maintenance. Who actually does it?
I do a lot of that stuff, but with a hardware tank, I don't.
Yeah.
And you really should.
Yeah, you really should.
I don't know. Me personally, I like laying pipe, so.
Oh.
Once again, we got a bunch of plumbers in the house. Hey, Derek knows how to lay pipe. Chad was a pipe layer. Jimmy, he knows how to clean pipes.
There's a pipe cleaner.
Jinx. All right, we have a top 10 list. Let's get to the top 10 list. Tonight's top 10 list.
Tonight's top 10 list is the top 10 least popular Christmas carols.
All right, today is the actual 12th day of Christmas. Why is it considered the 12th day of Christmas? Anybody know? Anybody know?
It's 12 days after Christmas.
Well, you had Jesus. Okay, we're going to. It's not controversial here. Jesus born on the 25th, which we know he wasn't, because they didn't have calendars. We had the Gregorians, blah, 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 all that stuff. Anyway, it took 12 days for the wise men to get
to where they were going.
To meet Jesus. So you have 12 days of Christmas. That's where the song comes from.
Yeah,
That's why today is like the Amish. Today is their Christmas. So today is actually when we tore down everything and we gave the girls their Christmas presents.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, they were all invisible. It's that new high-tech stuff from Japan.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, if you can find it, you can keep it. But guess what? You're not going to find it. See, that's great. Because they're invisible.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. Yeah. But anyway, here are the top 10 least popular Christmas carols. At number 10, I saw Mommy marry Darren.
That's not what that says. That's not what that says.
I saw Mommy marry Larry King.
Number 9, Boris the Red. Go ahead, Darren.
Boris the Red-Nosed Yeltsin had an 86 proof nose.
Nice.
Number 8.
You're going to have to skip me because I only got one contact and I can't read it anything.
Oh, just close one eye.
Close one eye.
Number 8. I'm searching for the real killers with every round of golf I play.
Okay.
Very nice.
At number 7 of the top 10 least popular Christmas carols.
Oh, Hillary. Oh, Hillary. You're going to jail for 1 to 3.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite one so far.
You know what? If you want to go number 6, Jimmy, would you like to do that?
You gotta
Christmas
sing
carol?
it, though.
Number
You gotta
6
sing it.
is- I don't even know what song this is. How am I going to sing
It's
it?
going to do it to Jingle Bells.
Oh.
Influenza, 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 influenza.
Ah, that was
Now, here's something you didn't know. Speaking of influenza, I'm glad you said that. Because here's something interesting. Right now,
Fun fact.
there are 24 states there's a pandemic. It's widespread of the flu virus. Did you know that what was the word in Italian that influenza means? What is it?
Buongiorno.
Italian?
Yeah, it's Italian. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
You're really sick. Stay at home. Don't go out. Please don't shop at Walmart.
No,
Don't spread your germs.
Influenza is Italian for influence. That's right. Came right back to me.
So
That's where it
don't
comes from.
influence yourself
Came
in
right back to
others'
you via
personal
Google.
spaces.
Now, the reason they use that word is because, as referring to the disease, is people at the particular time it started coming out, they thought the planets, the stars, all this moon influenced about everything. And the first time, go ahead and write this down in case you're ever on Jeopardy. Influenza was ever used in the English language. Guess what year? Well, I'm going to tell you because you don't know. 1703.
Wow.
In 1703, Columbus, he also sailed the ocean blue, found influenza, and killed a lot of Indians in South America.
I bet he did.
Yeah, because he was badass like
Yeah.
that. But no, that was pretty interesting.
Didn't even know he did it.
He's like sort of like Vaughn. Yeah. All right, keep going on here. At number, what are we at?
Number 5. Oh, little network, CBS. How still we see the lie. That was
At number 4 are the least popular
Gotta sing
Christmas
it.
carols. Frosty the crackhead had a crack pot full of crack.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very festive.
Yeah.
I don't really know
Tis
how
the
this
spirit.
goes.
Oh, I'll do, well, and then I'll do 3.
Okay,
Go ahead.
do number 3.
3 is I have an irregular heartbeat.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah, that's number 2, Chad.
OJ is free, although he's probably guilty.
Nice.
Tell this is old.
What
Yeah.
song would that be?
I don't know.
I don't have no idea.
You talking about the one we just said about
Yes.
OJ? It
Yeah,
goes something
what
like
song
this.
Would that be?
Silent Night.
OJ
Is free.
Oh.
Though he's probably guilty. Oh Lord, he is.
He cut
knows he is.
He drove down the interstate
And
in a
ran-
white
Ford
Bronco.
And ran from the police. Oh, he ran from the police.
Cato
Kalen. Yeah.
Cato Kalin, he made a lot of money. He didn't know Nicole, but he thought she was as sweet as honey. Oh, it's great with champagne. All right, shut the hell up. At number one, of the top 10 least liked Christmas carols is what?
Well, we ought to know what this song is. I can't
see it.
I want to know what the.
Sing it.
Yeah, I would
We
like
gotta
to know
sing
the
it.
That's old King Cole.
I don't know.
Well, let's think
Let's
about
just
it.
tell me the title so we can move on.
No, we really need to sing this
Good
song.
King Clinton dropped his pants in a cheap hotel room.
Nice, and that was the top. There's a good
Very good,
applause
very
there
good.
too. We're out of style. Good applause there, Jimmy, on the soundboard. Fan-stinking-tastic.
How's that for stereo?
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, we have Indians in the studio tonight. We have impersonations.
Wiggle that brush.
Yeah,
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
Bob
wiggle.
Ross is in the studio. Hello,
Hey.
Pam Kirby.
Listen, real quick, we could actually watch David Letterman do that.
Yeah, we probably could, but we're not going to. Once again, we want to remind you, go ahead to go over to the MCCAC. I'm going to say it that way. It's the Marion County Child Advocacy Center. Yeah,
You did it. Who's down with the ACC?
These little son of a guns hide your brush, and you just have to push them out.
Yeah, that's going to happen January 19th from 6 to
down with
9.
ACC?
Go to their page, look for the you'll see it on there, the refresh.
Do it for the
2019
children.
deal, and you're going to
It's
get a
for the
ticket.
children.
Once again, it's wine tasting, all kinds. You get food. You're going to get all kinds of stuff, all kinds of different activities going on throughout the evening. Two people, cheap date,
$35.
$35, 2
February
people.
19th.
Chuck's taking me.
Oh, are you guys
You're a
going?
cheap date?
Well, that's because it's cheap. That's why Chuck's taking me, because we just bought a hot water
Michelle
tank.
said it was for the children. Get drunk for the children.
Do it for the
Drunk
children.
for the kids.
That's all there is to it.
It's all for the children.
Do it for the kids and stuff.
Oh my God!
And
Leslie.
liver slush.
Buy some.
I know words.
I would like to taste some more wine.
Liver kids, liver
You're going to love winning.
Can you fill up my wine glass again?
Listen,
Pretty please.
I don't even know where to begin. I have.
We need to build a wall.
I haven't been here for a month, and for the last 24 to 30 days, I've been making all these notes of things we're going to talk. I mean, all of these, like all this stuff right here. We want to have this.
that's a lot of
we were going to
numbers,
have
Vic.
this. Yeah, well, I'm in astrology.
Throw them out there.
And we probably didn't cover
I thought
any
that
of
was
them, did we?
just like your bowel movements for each day.
I
Wrong
do have a
page,
lot of
wrong
those
page.
also. Yeah, I do have a lot of. And you know what? If you don't go to the bathroom at least 2 times a day doing that, you're going to die of something. I can promise.
Oh, but
you
we don't
that.
have water, so watch where you step out in the yard, guys. Just saying.
You know what? I mean, yeah.
Stay on the hay.
On the hay.
By the way, coming up now, tomorrow night's going to be the big football game between Alabama and Clemson.
Yep.
That's going to be pretty good.
Let's go Clemson.
Well,
Yep.
you know what? A lot of people think that Alabama is going to be that's normally they're unstoppable. But when they come up against Clemson, normally they have their number. Now, the thing that I want to get to, because I'm kind of
be a
excited
good
to
game.
watch this game. Yeah, I am excited to watch
me
this
too.
game. But we talked a few weeks ago about Dana Holgerstein going down to Texas to be.
We called it, buddy. He's
Well,
gone.
wrong school, but he is gone.
Yeah.
He's going down to Houston. And now Troy Brown's going to be the new coach.
Neil Brown.
Neil Brown. Okay, Neil
From
Brown.
Troy.
Okay, I got it. then.
James Brown.
James Brown.
James Brown gonna be new coach.
So what do you think? I don't
for a pass. Hi.
Get that hitter, boys. Get up in that hitter, boys.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, touch myself. Yeah, get on back now. Yeah, give me that guy. Give me that guy.
And just beat the devil out of him.
So, as you can tell,
look at those hands.
Things
Todd is just really happy to be back.
Well, we are. We haven't seen each other for a long time, and then, but you can tell these. First of all, we didn't get to this. This is why everybody's kind of crazy tonight.
Yesterday.
So listen to this. Listen to this. Okay, listen.
That's right. Listen. So Cuddles got
Listen,
Cuddles got everybody a Christmas present, and being the 12th day of Christmas, he was not here tonight. But they are all these cool little kind of containers.
Yeah, things are freaking cool. It's like a surprise every time you open something.
Mine's in the house. I hid it from all you guys. You crazy?
That was smart.
But that's why everybody's kind of giddy because of what we put in there. Some people have cans, some had bottles, but you can put it's kind of ingenious.
The can was like a little prop.
Right.
Yeah, you can
Some
see
got
how
bottles,
it works.
some got cans.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I mean, it's
Derek
honest to
behind you.
goodness, it's legit.
Oh, do that camera.
It's legit. You can put a can in there. You can put a bottle in there. The bottle opener's on the bottom of it. Listen, it's just amazing. And thanks to Cuddles, but the little something special
It's like
that was
a
also in there
Swiss
had everybody
Army,
kind of
like the Swiss Army
It's kind of the
knives.
Swiss Army of
Thank
of the
you,
orcas.
Cuddles.
Swiss Army orcas. You know what I'm thinking about when
My mom.
I'm thinking of Sandy.
It was SeaWorld.
Phone home.
Phone home is E.T. Michelle. He was an alien. Not had anything to do with. Had nothing to do with orcas.
Hey, listen.
He had
Let me
Unless
do
you're talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Can I
now,
just have
at
my
which
own
point
fun
you might
here?
be right about that.
Can I just
Or
have my
what
own
was it,
fun
Star
here?
Trek 4 when they brought the freaking whales?
Yeah, you know what?
You remember that?
I forgot about
Yeah.
that. You know what?
Yeah,
Those
and the Klingon bird of prey.
You know, the thing is about those Star Trek movies, those original ones, man, they were just stupid as balls. Other than the Wrath of Khan, I did like that one,
Wrath of
but the
Khan
other
was
ones,
best
until JJ came and kind of redid the franchise, and I really liked those.
A lot of people don't, but I think they're great.
Yeah. Oh, I about spilt that beer right there.
My tablet died.
Anyway, we were talking about.
God bless it.
I told you 2019 starting out shitty. Trying to tell y'all.
Wait a minute, Neil Brown.
Neil Brown. So, what do you think about how Neil Brown's going to be as the new head coach of? Because he's really successful over at Stanford or something.
Yeah, Troy.
Troy. Right.
Same difference.
Right, but he's been very successful over there.
Yeah,
And-
I think he's going to be great.
Yeah, because he has sort of the same offense, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a spread attack, but with a little bit more run. What I'm excited about is defense.
Yeah.
We're finally going to have some defense, but I don't know.
Think this will
I'll be honest with
catapult
you.
us more into the Big 12.
Oh, I do. Yeah, and to be honest with you, because I've followed it very, very closely for over the last week and a half. Well, week. I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool, in my opinion. I think it all worked out for the best. The best possible way it could have went. I watched Holgorstein.
Holgorstein.
I watched his press conference in Houston, and he was actually like really, and I was a fan of Dana, and he was really happy and was talking to their boosters there, and you could tell it was more his element. And then just the timeline of everything. Nobody said anything bad about either or.
Right.
You know,
It's been very classy.
Yeah, it has, and quick
it
and
should
fast.
be.
And you know what? I think I saw something today talking about how he's going to be cheering WVU from afar.
Yeah. He wrote a big article in the Dominion Post, which was pretty cool.
And the thing a lot of people don't understand, I guess, also is the fact that Dana, he's a Houston guy. I mean, it's like going back home. I mean,
Right.
it might not, people may not understand the fact that he's kind of going down in schools or the league.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's going home and he's not losing any money, which is pretty impressive.
Nothing beats going home.
And Houston, and if you didn't know this, Houston is just a tad bit bigger than Morgantown. Or
Houston?
that's
Just a
or
little
or
bit,
the state of West Virginia for that fact.
Yeah. But
Houston's
whatever.
a big town.
I mean, you think about this. Here, he is the center spotlight because we don't have any professional teams.
Right.
So everything that he would do is front page of paper, no matter what.
Right.
He's in Houston. They hire him. It's not even on their front 3 pages of their sports section.
Yeah.
So he's going to get to relax and do what he does, and hopefully he's successful there. And I think Neil Brown coming here is going to be very successful. And he was a class act. I mean, he stayed in Troy and had met with those coaches and did all that stuff. And then he met with his players. And then he went to their home basketball game and did a 3-minute speech on the floor talking about how he just loved the university and thanked them for their opportunity and la-di-da-la-da.
Well, see, and I tell you what, it worked out nice.
Yeah.
For the mere fact is, they're going to be in a rebuilding year for the next year or two.
Right.
Easy. So it was the perfect time for Dana to split because if he waited it out for the next 2 years, he was going to be gone anyhow.
Probably.
Because he's just for the mere fact the records weren't going to be very good, and they're saying we're going to pay you all this money. So at that point, his stock goes down.
Right.
Now he can get a lot of money. Not saying it's all about money, but it's a little bit about money, I'm guessing, when it comes to that kind of skill. But he can go somewhere else. At the same time, they can bring somebody else as these rebuilding years start, give the entire program a fresh start. So instead of having Dana be here, nothing against Dana, but have him here for the 2 years where he's going to be leaving in 21 anyhow, probably.
Right.
Then this guy can come in and do his 4 or 5 years, because it takes 4 or 5 years anyway to get all this stuff together. Plus, they sort of had the same system a little bit.
Yeah, and WVU made $1 million.
How about that?
Yeah, so I mean, here's the deal. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, everybody parted on good terms.
They say
That's the
it's
best
actually a rebuilding year for a college team when at any given point the maximum they have a player is like 4 years or something. You know
well,
what I mean?
because based on talent level and how
What
your
we're losing.
scholarships are laid and
See,
laid
like,
out.
if you look at, like, say, Alabama, for an example, Alabama doesn't have a rebuilding year because their third strings are just as good as their first strings. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to. That's why a lot of those guys will go somewhere.
In
Just
the
like
background, they're always recruiting people.
Right.
Everybody that's on that football team is fantastic. Whereas, say, if you have nothing against the Mountaineers, but it's true, you have a Will Greer come along.
Right.
Well, then you look that's behind. If he gets hurt, there's really, maybe you get lucky, just like what they did with Pat White. They kind of get lucky, or they just go ahead and have somebody that's never took a snap or hasn't taken a snap for 3 years go in, and all of a sudden it's this new world. So they have to get that guy kind of accustomed to the game and all that
I'm
stuff.
anxious to see because this guy is supposed to be really good at developing players and and getting the like Don Nealon used to get more out of the players than what they were skilled leveled as or evaluated as. So maybe this guy can do the same thing.
Well, you know what, and Don Nealon, you can't take anything away from Don Nealon. For the mere fact is, when he took over as the football coach in Morgantown, they were playing teams, Bowling Green and all this kind of stuff. They were always getting crushed by Pitt, always getting crushed by Penn State.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were just like the being the bitch of the football
Right, they
world.
were.
And then all of a sudden, he starts building this program around to where, what is it, 88 when they went out to the Fiesta
88,
Bowl?
undefeated.
Playing for the national championship. Granted, Notre Dame taught him a lesson, but you're taking the school and how fast he kind of turned this around to where all of a sudden you start seeing him on TV a little bit. You had like Darryl Talley and a lot of guys going to the NFL. Hosteller, you know what I mean? Hosteller, what? He didn't
won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that was the first game he played, wasn't it?
Well, he was the backup there. So it was what he started 2 games, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, and he comes into the Super Bowl,
Won the Super Bowl.
and bang. The guy that I wish I could have seen more of, Paul Woodside. Remember he had the checker she was like the field goal kicker?
Didn't he do really well?
I don't know. I don't remember. He might have done. He might have been very successful. I don't watch football.
Here's the deal. Dana put a lot of guys in NFL. He did a lot of things right. His record didn't always reflect it, but he put a lot of guys in NFL. He's had a few top round draft picks.
And there's no violations.
No clean program.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
So, hey, you know what? My hat's off to Dana, even though he apparently wasn't very happy.
Well, I respect him for at least coaching through the season and getting us through the bowl game.
He
which
did.
is
He did do that.
What the past one didn't do.
Right.
So I respect him for that.
Hey, whatever. Whatever. He played his part in the program's history, and it wasn't all that bad. So you know what?
And he saw out the season.
Yeah.
So I was happy.
Well, I'll tell you, the only thing that gets me more excited than Mountaineer football.
Here it comes,
because
boys.
it does. I mean, I get tingles. I get tingles in my spine. Is the fact that Temptation Island's getting ready to come on. And it's going against The Bachelor because it's getting ready to start too.
Tell me about Temptation Island.
Temptation Island, you have these couples that go out on an island. And you know what's going to happen on Temptation Island? Well, you get tempted to see if you're going to break up or you're going to pick. Like, say, if I'm out there as an example only, say we all go out there. And it's Todd and Vicky and Michelle and Chuck are on this island. We're starting to mingle a little bit. Is Chuck going to be tempted?
To be
or
with Todd?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, there is no Temptation Island. If I'm out there with Todd and Vicky, it is absolute Love Fest Island. Because Todd and I, we're going to make coconuts fall, boy.
Oh, Lord.
Like this.
No, but it's going to be
Not like this.
Coconuts don't fall sideways.
Sword fighting.
I saw the daggone. I saw the trailer for that thing today. The Temptation Island on USA. It's coming up. It's like the 19th or something. I think it starts. It's something like that.
It's right around the time of The Bachelor.
And I was like, man, now
I want to
listen.
watch it.
There's going to be all kinds of drama in it.
So scripted.
It is.
No, certainly it is. But
yeah.
but here's the amazing thing that baffles me about reality television, especially like The Bachelor, Bachelorette.
So you get in all that round.
Well, the thing that
I love The Bachelor.
Yeah. And like Temptation
Love
Island.
it.
Who in their right mind, you have these beautiful people I mean, nobody's ugly on those
Nobody.
shows. Nobody.
No.
And somehow they are, somehow they are such losers in their personal life of picking up people that they have to go on television to let everybody know that they're losers.
And they still can't do it.
And they still get her crying. I've known Ari for 3 weeks, and he doesn't like me. He's like, really? It's like, you just got on TV. You're a pretty nice looking woman. You couldn't pick up anybody in Charlotte. I mean, listen, I didn't have any problem picking up Michelle when she lived in Shinson.
Because she's really light.
Well,
not very heavy.
I like how they're like, I can't.
You're not very light. You're lucky she didn't crawl over that table and beat your ass on that one.
You say you didn't have any problem picking her up, but you followed her around like a damn whipped dog.
Oh yeah, all the time. Anyhow, yeah.
That's why we're going to Temptation Island.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is when Michelle and I first started getting together, she was the one that had to deal with all the problems. I mean, because I was the hard head. I was like, no. And I was like, pack your stuff, tie it to a stick, hit the freaking tracks, get the hell out of here. I don't want any of this. I don't want any of this stuff.
Yep.
It wasn't that extreme. It's radio. It's drama.
Sure.
You know, so she was the one. I was the one playing hardball.
Yep.
So then I gave up, and I said, you know something? I'm falling for you. I love you, and I don't want to be without you again. Right.
Yep.
So from that moment on, she knew she had me.
See, it was
so now all of a sudden
That's
it's just
when
like,
you should've ran.
and now all of a sudden it goes 180. And I'm like, hey babe, where are you going? She goes, Chuck, I gotta take a pee. Will you leave me alone? Will you leave me alone?
Wait till we're living on that boat.
Oh.
There's no privacy then, babe.
I'll tell you what, go on to YouTube if you want to watch something crazy. YouTube is great because you can just watch how misfit people are. I watched one when I was doing this hot water tank. The guy sounded, with no disrespect, like he had about 3 brain cells. I mean, he's
trying to breed a parrot, babe. He said he was a parrot.
I don't know what it is. No. I'm talking about the guy with the hot water tank. And this guy's telling you how to not blow up your house with a hot water tank in the IP or the TP valve, right? And he's like, go over here, and he's talking just like this, right? And then I know at that point the comments are going to be fantastic because you're going to go in here and you're going to have everybody calling him either retard or Forrest Gump, all kinds of crazy stuff. Yep. So anyhow, we start watching this because we're kind of intrigued now about living on a boat. I mean, living, not have a house, living actually on a boat. So I start watching this one called The Boating Life or something. They were living. They quit their job, sold everything that they had, moved. They started in North Carolina, went all the way down the coast until they found a boat. Okay, they're driving a Lexus. So, and they're pretty established. They're all happy and giddy, eating cheeseburgers and all this.
Young.
They're very, oh, yeah. I mean, they're probably in their late 30s, something like this. Mm-hmm. So then they buy a boat to live in. Mm-hmm. And this thing's about as big as maybe a quarter of this place, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. With all kinds of repairs. We got a great deal on it. It was like $60,000. I'm like, you could have bought almost, why don't you save your money and buy a house? Yeah. Because what happens when a storm comes along or that big squid comes out of the thing and pulls you like the Titan or something
Moby
like
Dick.
that? Moby Dick. You know what I mean? What happens then? What happens then?
Who?
And then the guy, and so they go through this, they're going through this process now of living on this boat. So they're finding out maybe they like it. But when you're living on a boat and you don't have all the room for all your clothes, you don't have you can't own very much if you're living on a boat.
No, you really got to scale back.
Like the tiny house movement.
Like the tiny house.
It's basically just like
exactly like that, only on water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting here watching this stuff, and I'm like thinking, you know what? How bizarre would that be? So like if you're going, how much cheaper could it be, or what would it really be any fun? The nice thing is, I said, for what they're spending in headaches and everything else, because that boat will get really small.
Oh, yeah.
And your neighbors, instead of being across the yard, are across the dock.
You have to really like each other.
Well, I mean,
if you stay
see, that's the thing. You just be like, see you later, y'all.
So
jump on the dinghy and run away.
So here's the great thing, too.
If you're jumping on a dinghy, you probably not going to
jump right on my dinghy.
I just jump right on that dinghy. That's what I do.
So I asked Michelle, I was like, well, what do you want? Do you want a sailboat or do you want a powerboat? She goes, I don't understand why anybody would want a sailboat. And I was like, let me tell you the first thing about that.
Because that is expensive to run.
Because if you go, just like what Jimmy is saying, say if you're at Fort Lauderdale and you want to go down to Hollywood or something, or maybe even over to what's that place in the Bahamas you were talking about?
Oh, Bimini.
Yeah,
Bimini Island.
And there's
it's a big boating island.
Now, if you do that with 2 455s on the back, you know what? You're going to burn through a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can just go ahead and put up a sail.
That's why you sell everything you own except for the boat.
Well, you can act like Captain Stabbin', and you can sell the 7 seas, man.
Sell your clothes. You don't need no clothes. You sell your shoes. What do you need shoes for?
It's hilarious.
Sell it all. Oh.
Go on YouTube and look for living on a boat. There's this one couple too. I'm going to tell you this, and I know it's bullshit. They're all happy. They're young, and they're all happy. Every time you see them, they're smiling. You're not seeing, it's 4-minute videos. You're not seeing the actual 23 hours and 90, 54 or 56 minutes of them wanting to beat the hell out of each other, right? They got this dog in this boat, and they're in the middle of the ocean. I'm like, what are they doing for the dog? You know what I mean? What are you doing for the dog? I mean, it's not like you can go walk the dog somewhere. Right. You're stuck on this catamaran. Well, good thinking. Good thinking. 20-year-old, good thinking. And then they get out there.
Cut, and the dog runs out into the.
Then they get out there and they start having boat problems. All right.
Of course they do.
They're right in the middle of the ocean. They have boat problems. You know why? Because when they put the sail up to start sailing, the wife, who was the skipper at that time, forgot to turn the key off and killed the batteries.
Oh.
So it's just like
It's great. Yes. Great.
Listen.
Watch it.
I want to see Death on the High Seas. That's the thing I want to see. And I'm thinking, why would anybody want to live on a boat?
That's season 2. Death on the High Seas is season 2.
You know this?
Yeah, no doubt it will be. Now, there is no season 2 because the last episode of season 1, last season finale,
Spoiler alert.
Death on the High Seas.
So just to put this into perspective, like the tiny house movement.
Yeah.
What is the average? Since y'all been watching this,
right?
What is the average square foot of a houseboat?
Oh, no. Now listen. Make no mistake about it. These aren't houseboats. These are boats that people live in.
The one that we just watched today was 17 foot long.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was.
Now it had a caddy.
It's not actually a sail.
It's not a houseboat. No, these are just like sailboats or powerboats. They have like a little caddy or something inside.
They have a kitchenette and a bedroom and a bathroom.
So you're looking at maybe
you're talking small.
If you're
maybe 150.
Maybe.
Yeah, because what's like a tiny houses are like around 400.
They're between 3 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you're looking at less than 2.
But that was the smallest of all the shows of all the ones we've watched. That was the smallest that somebody's lived on, was 17 foot.
Yeah, but then
it's usually around 30.
But then you have the other people that come on there, and they're just like they have these super yachts, like and then they're like hotel rooms, they're like condos on the sea. But most people that do this, I'm thinking, why? I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
Oh,
I mean, it would be maybe for a couple days.
Oh no, I couldn't.
For a boat like that, though, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't be able to take a houseboat over the sea, over the ocean.
It just almost like having a pontoon, ripping right apart.
Like if I'm on a boat, and they have bathrooms in there, I get sick as a dog trying to go to the bathroom because it's like enclosed and you're going.
Well,
you're going all
I don't think that
everywhere.
part. I don't know.
You get used to it. Get your sea legs.
I just jump in the water and go.
I mean, that would be tight.
And you think about
one person would be one thing, but
That's
two
what I'm
people,
thinking.
you'd never be out of each
Well, here's the
other's
thing.
way,
Even
no
with
matter
that,
how much love there is.
Think about how little clothes you can have. Because you can't take a lot of clothes because you don't have a lot of room in the first place because you got to put food and water in this boat also.
Where are you going to wash these
Then you add in
the ocean,
then
I
you
guess.
add in, peeing in the bed and farting.
For me, for sure.
Farting for sure.
Oh yeah. Farting.
No, I just found something, and this more for the houseboats. Now I don't know about these other boats that you're talking about and everything. The average dollar per square foot. What do you think the average value per square foot of a houseboat is?
Oh.
Very small.
Oh, isn't it?
No, I bet initially
dollar per square foot is going to be high.
I bet initially it's probably really high. And
I'm
then
going to say it's over 100.
300.
1,200.
Michelle's correct.
$1,200 per square foot.
What?
Average dollar per square foot, $1,454.04 with a range of $1,200 square foot.
Absolutely.
It's nuts, right?
Buy me a boat.
Well,
No effing way.
So that's what when these people were looking at boats, right? I mean, they're not buying anything even 10 years old or 15. They're going back to stuff to afford a boat that's seaworthy.
Right,
I mean, it's one thing to go out and have a boat out on a lake, but if you want a boat that's going to be able to handle the sea, completely different kind of deal.
Right.
They're going back to what was 77, 78,
sure.
just to be able to afford to get the
But
boat.
then the maintenance is more, obviously.
That's what I've always heard about boats. Anything that has to do with the marine, it's just so triple the cost.
Well, because
and salt water is a whole different
Yeah.
beast than what we have around here.
Yeah.
Salt water is totally different.
yeah. So anyway,
got
regardless.
salt
That's a neat thing to watch, though.
We're going to move down to Florida, and we're going to live in a condo, and we're going to have.
I say we're going to live on a boat, but
Ah.
I haven't.
Hell with
I'm
that.
working on it. I'm
Put
working
me
on
underground in a bunker.
Well, let me tell you something. Now listen.
I'm working on it.
Turn your ears off for a second because I want to tell everybody what I'm financing.
Derek's turning me down.
I was going to. I
not
didn't.
You have to turn your ears. I got Michelle. I got her like a leaving a moving present because she like you heard her talking. She wanted to live on a boat. So I went out and I'm financing a boat now. It's a 15-foot Coleman canoe. All right. Okay. I got a couple pillows and I've got this tarp that's going to go right over it. It's clear. What's really nice about that thing,
so you can see the stars.
You can see the stars, and then so when she urinates in this thing, it'll actually go up. It'll catch the moisture will catch on the
And then
actual
you can
plastic,
drink it.
and then you can actually have something when the
Evaporation.
rope like say when I'm out on my like twin 455 Baja kind of boat or something like that, and the rope accidentally breaks. When I'm towing her in that canoe because she wanted to go like whitewater rafting or whatever.
Right.
Yes. So you know what? She'll be able to survive, but don't tell her. It's a secret.
Okay.
TSI.
2022 is our year, baby.
TSI.
Great secret.
Okay, Michelle, you can listen now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What's funny is she actually had her fingers underneath of the earphones.
No,
Well,
it's turned off.
I did your Google search for living on
It's
a boat
nothing unusual.
on YouTube, and
Listen.
one of the captions on these YouTube videos is whose stupid idea was it to live on a boat? Question mark. You might want to watch that one before
My
you buy your boat.
suggestion is,
Oh,
if
wait,
you're
wait.
going to do this,
Hold on.
you need to do a 6-month trial run
Turn that up a little bit.
on a Taggart River.
Living on
It's
a boat
nothing unusual.
on YouTube, and
You got
I gotta shut this off. Hold on.
Todd's got this trailer for how stupid you are for living on a boat. Get him talking or something. Then we're going to shut this thing down. Never mind. It's all music videos. That's just fantastic. But yeah, you have to check it out. You have to check it out. And you know, just go on YouTube sometimes and just like something out of the blue. Living in a tiny house. And you're gonna what's really neat about it, they start out all full of piss and vinegar. This is gonna be the best thing. We're gonna be survivors. And about 2 days later, listen, they're going nuts. Their beards are really out, their eyeballs are really open, they can hear coyotes and stuff, and they want to kill whoever they're with because they only have like 20 square feet to live in.
Wait, I know a couple people who put those tiny houses in, one on Enterprise Road and one out in Boozeville, and that was when that craze was going on. Now they're already gone.
Yeah.
The
Are they
one's
really?
completely. Oh yeah.
That was a
People
craze at
don't
one
understand
time.
how tight that is.
Yeah.
But they are expensive for as
Oh,
little
yeah,
they are.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
You think you
have
can
you
save
seen
money
some of
or
the
not?
prices on those things?
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
My gosh, we're talking, we're talking 500 square feet for like $60,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like buying a boat. What a money pit.
Yeah. If you can
Money
get that little
pit.
thing to float.
Money pit.
Are you turned
That's
off
why
again?
Yeah.
That's why I let other people buy boats.
I got that one.
Did you see that look?
Yeah.
Dang.
That
That's
was
why I let
phenomenal.
other people buy boats, and then I'll just use them for that.
Man.
Yeah.
It's the same look that you got when I got a hot water heater for my birthday.
Dang.
That's not never
That
seen-
is an awesome gift.
I've
I
never-
know,
I
right?
love hot water.
I bought Megan a washer
Michelle?
and dryer for her birthday. No, Mother's Day.
Dang, you're doing
You said
good.
hot water heater, right?
Uh-huh.
Why would you want to heat hot water?
Hot water heater.
Yeah,
Hot
but-
water
right.
heater, hot water heater.
Because she,
We're
she-
working
she-
towards
because,
scalding.
But
because
the
she
water's
likes.
already hot. Why would you want to heat
Because that's what they call it, Darren. I don't know.
It's a
You
water
damn-
heater.
It's a hot water heater.
It's not a hot water heater. You
It's
heat
got to
cold
be
water.
a hot water heater.
No, you
Listen.
got to understand, Darren. These damn women, when they get their showers ready, they're looking at flames. They
And
ain't
I'm
looking
gonna
at water.
I'm
Okay.
going to tell you how I know. Because when he went in his little conniption because something went wrong in the house, I Googled hot water heater, and the damn thing come right up. So it's a hot water heater.
The bad part about it is she
If it
didn't see
wasn't,
at the very
Google
top
wouldn't
where it
pull
said,
it up.
"Did you mean water heater?"
Yeah, it probably did at the top.
No, it said
Did
I
you mean water
put
heater?
in the search engine.
Okay, hold on.
Hot water heater.
Somebody go to Lowe's and type in. Let's just end this.
Well, you know what?
No, I did it already.
Well, see, and you know what? And that's why I love her so much because she's so energy efficient. She wanted one of those Energy Star things.
I
Because
said, get the star on
listen,
it, babe. Get the
we
star.
we could have very well got a cold water heater, but at that point, you know what? You have to start from low. So if you get the hot water
There's
heater,
nobody
then
wants
it kind of it recirculates, and you don't have to use as much
Yeah,
electricity.
Nobody
or gas
wants a cold
nowadays.
shower. Who wants to
That's
take a cold
right.
shower?
You get a hot water heater.
Yes, for hot water showers.
That's right.
Okay.
God bless you.
And
Okay,
it worked
just to
in
clarify, you type in hot water heaters.
Yeah,
it will directly take you to water heaters.
I typed in hot water heaters and it
That's
says "see hot water heater"
Listen, I found one.
right there.
That's
I'm
all it
looking at
counts.
it
You
right
know
I
what?
found one.
She found a hot water heater.
I did. I typed in the Google hot water heater.
It got the job done. Huh?
Dear Lord, That's the one we bought today.
Well, that's kind of the same thing as if you type
I
in
am not
goggle, it'll
kidding
take you to
you.
Google. I mean, yeah.
And listen, so we got there. So listen, not only did I do that.
Who's jealous now, bitches? Huh?
Oh, no, I'm smarter than you think because I'm going to tell you. Not only did I put
I
it.
think smart. Hold on. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this, Rod.
Yeah. Not only did I put it in the Google engine when I was price searching, but then I found
I haven't
that
heard
Lowe's-
somebody call it a search engine. I haven't heard somebody call it an engine for a long time. I like that. That's pretty sexy.
Well, that's exactly what it is.
You're right. Go ahead.
And I also, when I was price searching, but then I found that Lowe's had the best deal. So I go to Lowe's, and in the little search box, I put hot water heater. It came up. So, and it tells me, because I have Clarksburg as my store, it says,
My store.
It says, aisle BW, Bay 10. I went, babe.
BW.
I'll BW, Bay 10. That's where we're going.
Baby back ribs.
So we did. We went. We were
It was
all,
right there.
I was all full of piss and vinegar. I just trotted down that aisle. And I got to Bay 10.
And got your hot water heater.
Nope. Nope, I did
Take
not.
this ticket to the front.
Because there was only one. And it had been opened.
Oh.
And I did not want one that opened.
That's right.
So I went and found an employee that worked at Lowe's.
That's right.
That was so nice to help me that also had the flu and coughed all over me the entire time. But regardless.
Was her name Rhonda?
You mean irregardless?
Irregardless. Or regardless. Whichever you would like to choose.
It doesn't matter, Michelle.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Rock on, you.
She kept
Tell it how
saying,
you want it.
I said, we need that right there in an unopened box. Do you have one? She said, well, I'll have to check. And I'm like, you know what? Don't you have a little scanner thing that you can just scan it and it'll tell you in your inventory? Don't you think?
Yep.
Like it'll tell you, okay, there's 3 in the store. Let's hunt them down.
Right.
Nope. What's Michelle doing? Looking along the entire skyline of Lowe's.
water
because
heater.
I know there's one in there somewhere. Don't make fun of me because this is a true story.
Okay, I believe you.
So, there was one. It was on the very, very top near the ceiling, and it was behind another one, but I spotted it. So, I'll tell you what they did next. But let me tell you what they had to do first. They brought those little yellow chain things out,
Yeah.
and they closed down the aisle just for me. They closed down one side. They closed down the other side.
Did you get to stay inside the middle?
Nope, they made us leave.
Please don't
And
interrupt
they
her.
brought in the forklift thing. And they took her up. They took her up. The girl that's coughing all over the place. They took her up in the sky. She moved 1. She moved 2. She grabbed that hot water heater.
Just for you.
Just for me.
Yep.
And she brings it down. And it comes down, and then they want all of our money.
Yeah.
Take it to the checkout. Pay all of our money.
To the checkout. Oh, the checkout. Yeah.
But guess
Good
where it
story.
is now?
It's in the garage.
It's in the garage.
To the garage now.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
Brand new hot water heater.
Is it heating hot water out there?
Not yet, but it will tomorrow, big boy. Hey, you guys laugh.
Yeah.
Whenever you want a hot shower, don't come here.
How many gallon?
It's
40.
It's 40.
No, that's a good choice.
140.
Yeah. You need it with all these women.
Score.
Scoreboard.
Yeah, she's
Big
walking around.
score.
Scoreboard.
All right. Well, you know what? Happy birthday, babe.
Thank you.
You know what?
Sweetheart, I was pretty excited.
Yeah, you were. That was one hell of a good story, too. Almost brought
Oh, it was a true story, though.
Oh, it most certainly was
I
absolutely
mean,
true.
I can't make this
stuff
shit
up
up.
like
No. I ain't making none of this shit up. She did cough all over everything. I told him when he left, put hand sanitizer on his hands because it was like, ugh, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Coughing everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's done. We got it.
Hey,
just take cool
you know
showers
what?
at your house for
We're
now.
living in a tiny house tonight because we're going to find out what it was like not to have indoor plumbing because we don't have any water right now.
So what's your step, boys?
All right, hey, listen, we're going to shut this show down. On behalf of the absent Bruce Takahashi, straight from Tokyo, Japan, we have Chad Puccio from Monongah. D-Mac is back. We also have, as you just heard, the lovely and talented
Probably too much, Ron,
Miss
but
Wood Chopper, Michelle Rogan, down from Webster Springs, Webster County. Over on the director's seat, we have the big man. Did we call him D? Over from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's Jimmy Wiz, and we over here in the Chewbacca of the show, the co-pilot.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Captain Earl.
Get the job done.
Hey, we are back for 2019. We're going to have all kinds of more stories. A lot of things going to be happening. Don't forget the big gala there in Fairmont. We'll have more details on that. And,
We're actually going to get out and about this year.
We're going to probably do something.
Yeah.
We're going to
Resolution.
That's going to be our big resolution.
Maybe we'll do a ghost hunt this year.
Yeah, we'll do one.
Maybe we'll do something this year.
I know some of us are going to be expanding the Rogan Radio to other states.
Yes. Really? There's going to be a little bit of an expansion happening.
Yeah. Really? Is that news to come? To TBA?
Well, it's just broadcasting trips.
Yes.
Little
roadies.
Yeah.
Oh, roadies. Yeah.
I love roadies.
Rogan Radio roadies.
You won't like this one,
Michelle's been
Fellow
everywhere.
Americans.
I love roadies.
Rubies. Ruby
You like
Tuesdays?
Well, that too.
I don't
We haven't been to
like
Ruby
Take a
Tuesdays.
roadie to Ruby's.
I don't like Ruby Tuesdays.
That's food.
No, it's not very good food.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next week, on behalf of all of us, you have been listening to Rogan Radio.
Later.